What is up? Welcome back to Top Two. Your boy Corian, Mr.
In the building.
McAllister.
What's up, guys? And
Uh,
my grandma. Gotta shout out Grams. Is these number one, probably our number one supporter. I'm not gonna lie.
I hope. Well, I don't know who is. Couldn't tell you that.
My grandma. I can tell you.
All right. Well, I'll take it. Thank you, Grandma McAllister.
No, bro, Barbara Johnson.
Oh,
Yeah.
jeez, I was way off. But this is part two to our top 40 QBs in the league. So we're hitting 32 to 21 today. So we're getting through the starters. And then let's just get right into it. I'm going to start off today. I usually put the pressure on you.
Yeah, dude. I just realized that now. I think every single time so far it's been me. Well, when Austin was here. I'm fine with it, though. I like it that way.
All right, well, then we'll start with you.
I will start with me. Because I like this one. Gardner Minshew is my number 32. I think, honestly, if he didn't have just the 2 years under his belts, I would have him a little higher than the guy above him because what we've seen so far, his potential, especially being a fourth, fifth round pick out of a small, I don't know what their competition is looking like. What school did Gardner Minshew go to? Missouri? Something weird, dude. I don't even know. He went to some school where they definitely weren't playing like Alabama type, tier level guys, but that probably affected his draft stock. But he came in the NFL like almost like Russell Wilson, I would say, esque type, 37-11 in 5,500 yards in what? How many? 20 starts. So, and that's with the Jacksonville Jaguars, who has 3-4 wins in the last 2 years. So the supporting cast around him is near awful. He did have a running back this year, which I think will cut down on his numbers a little bit, but definitely help not make his offense so one-dimensional. So it opened up the play action and stuff like that. But DJ Shark and stuff was hurt. Laviska Shenault, they really got him going there at some points of the year. He's not too consistent though. Could be better in that aspect. So they bulked up. I don't think he's going to be playing this year, so I'm not really going to be talking about what the Jacksonville Jaguars added. But I think if he gets on to the right team, like I couldn't really think of anyone off the top of my head. Maybe like Carolina or Denver or something. He could take them places, I feel like.
Speaking of Denver, for my 32, Drew Lock. 8-10 on his career. This past year, he went 4-9. Of course, he was injured. 57.3% completion percentage. He was close to 3,000 yards, 2,933. 16-15 with 225 a game. Think of those numbers. It's not bad. But when you look at how poorly they played and how poorly I think they were coached, it seems like a pass first type offense, but they don't have the right guy. And bringing in Bridgewater, I don't know how much that would help because they have Judy, I would say a route runner at this point.
100%. Yeah. No, yeah, that's.
He hasn't really proved it just because of Drew Lock inability to really be a quarterback.
Yeah.
He's a starting quarterback. So you bring in a guy like Teddy Bridgewater, you think he's going to be all short, intermediate throws, but when you have to throw it deep, who's throwing the ball deep?
No, yeah, exactly. Drew Lock, he looked like that guy.
He looks like that every day, man.
Dude, it's literally when I get on the podcast. I don't know if it's the pressure or what, bro. But Drew Lock, his first year, he just came in the NFL. He looked like a gun blazer, bro. He was slinging it, just 2-3 touchdowns a game. 300 yards easy. Didn't really have the crew he had this year. I don't know if they had Noah Fant last year, and I know they had Cortland Sutton, and I obviously they upgraded this year, bringing in Judy and stuff like that, and he regressed, and they brought in Gordon too, which I
Yeah.
think Lindsey was a better back, but I don't think he was healthy this year. But all that being said, their offensive line losing Juwan James that hurt a little bit, but Garrett Bowles on the other side, he's really efficient. He has injury problems too, so I don't know if that really played a factor last year, but Drew Lock, he just couldn't get it going. He looked very subpar, and can't really, not too many excuses you can come up with other than Vic Fangio is I don't think the old mindset of head coaches it doesn't work anymore. That's
No.
yeah, you need people are hiring young and up and coming guys for a reason, because all that old stuff is just it's gone. Everything is just the NFL is changing. Almost like the 3-pointer in basketball, the mobile quarterback and all that's just it's a whole new ball game now.
He hasn't shown that he can just sit in the pocket and just sling the rock around the whole field, but he can, but he has to
Do consistently.
do it
Yeah.
consistently and in the right offense. And that's
Yeah.
not it.
No, yeah. The Broncos offense is definitely dude, I need some water or something.
It's too
Definitely not it. But you want me to hit that 31st?
31st.
You want me to go?
Yes, sir.
Mac Jones. All right, so out of all the quarterbacks I looked at this year, out of Justin Fields, Trey Lance, all those guys, not the two above them, but he was the most pro-ready quarterback. He ran a literal near similar Patriot style offense, which is super style offense. He literally is in the perfect situation to succeed, other than the receivers and arguably the offensive line. The Patriots have right now, because he's coming into a situation where I don't know. We'll get on Cam Newton later, but in camp, even with the weapons he's going to be working with, who do they got on their second string wide receivers? They got N'Keal Harry and those guys. So you got to think
just
about
asked for a trade though.
Yeah, exactly. So you got to think about the guys who he's practicing with, because he's not practicing with the ones, he's practicing with the 2s and 3s. So right now he's not really building chemistry with the guys that he's going to get thrown out there with, and the guys he's going to get thrown out there with aren't really the best. We're going to be honest. Oh wait, other than I forgot they brought in Kendrick Bourne.
Yeah.
I somehow completely skipped that in my mind. I think the tight end factor will definitely be able to bail him out a little bit, but I think Aguilar is going to get. We'll see how all that Kendrick Bourne and Aguilar pairs out. They're Patriot type wide receivers, so I think it might work. But obviously, they're not going to put up the numbers, but they're good security blanket guys. I feel like not like big like 6'4", 6'5" guys that are like 50-50. They're like they're consistently get open kind of guys, shifty guys.
Well, Alabama quarterbacks, when it comes to the NFL, they just sort of slips off a little bit. I think Hurts will be a little game changer because he's a different Alabama quarterback, but
yeah.
Speaking of Hurts, though,
you think
number 31 is Hurts.
Oh, okay. That's a little high for me, but I want. Let's hear this out.
I mean, we've seen him play 4 games, and he didn't really impress me enough. I mean, 1-3 record, 52% completion percentage, 1,000 yards barely, 6 touchdowns, 4 picks, 70 yards a game. So, I mean, part of it, there was no really good weapons.
70 yards a game rushing?
It says 70 yards a game passing.
Oh, okay. Well, that's probably he probably got brought in for. That's probably not considering games starting. That's probably considering like all games.
I think
How many
no,
games did it? How many games did it say he started
4.
compared to? How many games does it say he played under G? What does it say?
I don't know, but I know
Yeah.
because he definitely came in a few plays to throw. I do
Yes,
remember that.
that's probably yeah.
So I did the
That's
math. I was like, well, what the heck? And then I was okay. Now it makes sense.
yeah.
But
Exactly.
70 yards a game when he did start, and it just doesn't impress me enough.
Yeah.
So that's why he's at 31. And I think this year it's not going to be. They're going to, well, I mean, with that division, I don't think they're going to win the division now that Dak is back and Saquon's coming back.
Mm-mm.
But in that division, you never know because it sucks. So
Yeah, exactly. So yeah,
I don't see them. I don't see him taking. Well, he's going to take that next step, but it's not going to be that big leap. It's going to
Devontae
take
Smith's
some
definitely
time
going to help. Yeah.
for sure. But
Outside of that, Jalen Rager, he needs to hit his stride a little bit, obviously, but their offensive line's getting a little older. I think Brandon Brooks. I don't know if they just resign him or try to. He was in the news recently. Hopefully, they're trying to resign him or whatever. Well, not hopefully, because I'll take him on my Dolphins personally, but but yeah, I just shied away from Jalen Hurts. I don't even think to put him on the list. I think Justin Fields, I had him at what 26. I prefer or 36. I prefer guys like that over him. I I didn't see much special about his game, but you can't say the supporting cast didn't really give him the looks to really look all that special, but
yeah,
just
just
what
think
I
about
think.
the Packers game that was on like Sunday Night Football or something, where he literally just drop back, roll out, and just run because nobody was open.
Yeah,
Or he just
yeah.
didn't have time. So I mean,
Mm.
hopefully that's not going to be reoccurring next year.
Obviously, the Eagles thought that was a problem too, addressing or trading up for Devontae Smith, because there's a you can't. It's so hard because I don't like the camera angles in the NFL. I like the coach film because you can only see a certain box. You can't see past where the corners line up pretty much. So you can't see what the wide receivers are doing. So if you're like throw the ball, what are you doing? You don't even know what's going on downfield. So it could be glue coverage, and
Yeah,
your quarterback gets sacked, and you think it's his fault. But what was he going to do? Get a uh, intentional grounding penalty, especially when you can't roll out, when you playing guys like Aaron Donald on the edge and stuff. It just people don't think like that. I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. So you for 30, man.
All right, 30. Yeah. Oh god, this is gonna be a minute. All right, so
I know who it is.
huh?
I know who it is.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to speed it up for you. I'm sorry. Jared Goff at 30 for me. So he did have the 33, I think, in
Oh, I
nine.
thought it was Tua.
I switched it.
Oh, thank God. All
Yeah.
right.
Well, I had to at 29, I think, but I put it up higher. I changed my mind. He's better than I thought. Oh my God, bro, that's a third. All right, proven to be an above average quarterback in the perfect situation. His productivity dipped along with the run game, showing that when the focus is on him, he can tend to crumble. Which obviously this year, well, they had Cam Akers, but it wasn't Todd Gurley, and I feel like his stats were looked the way they did because of Todd Gurley. If you minus what the 12 15 receiving touchdowns he had and 700 800 yards Todd Gurley had, Jared Goff looks very very average, not even. And you're playing for number one, number two, number three defense in the NFL, that can tend to help your offense too, because you're on the field less and teams get tired, and especially in the California heat and stuff, that always plays a factor in it too. So who do you got at 30, or you want to throw some on top of that?
Not too much because I got him coming up soon.
All right.
The
So you just
30 for
want
me, Zach Wilson.
all right.
He honestly, if it wasn't for 2020, I don't think he would have got drafted because
I think he would have got drafted. Just not first round. You don't think he would have got drafted? Period.
well, I think 2020 was his first year starting,
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, that's fair to say about it. Yeah, I got you.
but he played good. Can't get 33 touchdowns, 3 picks,
Doesn't really.
196
Yeah.
QBR, 73% completion percentage. I mean, it's great, but then also how good he was. Look at the uh, competition that he played against in that conference. So I personally think he was a little overhyped towards the end of the year or end of the season going into the draft because his draft stock kept rising, and I didn't believe that he deserved it, but here we are. I mean, hopefully he can change my mind, but from what I've seen from him, now he's going to the Jets. So I don't think he's gonna have
Yeah.
a great year. He's not gonna have a good year in terms of rookies, I believe. But he's definitely gonna show those flashes of Patrick Mahomes.
That's what I put too. Yeah. Well,
But I mean, it's because you have a strong arm doesn't mean you're Patrick Mahomes.
it's the arm angles for me. You know when I think it was Matthew Stafford or Cam Newton or someone, but there's just one throw where they put it in slow motion, and they threw it sidearm, and it just went in between three different people's arms. They all put their arm up, and you couldn't throw it any better. Just looked like something out of like The Longest Yard. It just went right in between all their arms, like literally piercing their hairs, and went right into the freaking back of the end zone. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. I think it's Cam Newton, but
Yeah,
just
I didn't think it's Cam.
just stuff like that, dude. You can't teach that, and it's a one in being an NFL quarterback, being that good is rare in the first place. Being able to do stuff like that is beyond
But
rare.
people say that he's the next Patrick Mahomes. They just look at the arm.
Yeah, no, yeah,
They
exactly.
don't look because Patrick Mahomes is smart. He learned from Alex Smith, who was great. Oh, okay, good. He really he knows football, obviously, and he knows how to make plays when there's nothing. And
yeah, and we'll talk about Patrick Mahomes a while from now.
Yeah, 2 videos from now,
but what was I gonna say about him? I don't know if you heard him say, but I think this year or the year before, he just started learning how to read defenses, or like I don't even think he knew what cover 3 and cover 2 and all that stuff.
I heard Brett Favre was like that.
Yeah,
I
I
like a
could see
nickel
that.
defense or a dime defense was or something.
I could see that.
But
See, that's like mind blowing. He just
I mean, yes, to think about it, but if you have the arm talent and you just know that your guys are going to be open, but no matter what coverage, why not?
No, yeah, exactly. I want to say you can't get better than what he's already done, but Dak was on pace to put up, I think, 7,000 yards. So
yeah,
you never know nowadays. You never know. You never know. But I think that was number 4 voice crack.
Yes, that's
it's because I went to Disney, bro. All the coasters, bro. I was yelling, dude. I got that raspy and probably sickness. Probably got every disease there is, dude. I probably every form of COVID. The Brazilian COVID, the French COVID.
and I don't even think that was possible.
I'm messing with you, but what should we call it? You want to hit on 29? So we're not here for till 12. My girlfriend's gonna beat me up, and you probably will too.
Well, my 29 is your 29. So whatever you say, I'm just gonna agree, and we're just gonna move on.
Are you for real?
Dead serious.
No. Wait, you didn't pick a 29?
No, my 29 is your 29
How do you know what my 29 is?
because you told me.
Did I?
Yeah,
Daniel Jones?
you said no. You didn't say Daniel Jones.
I said 2 was further down the line.
Oh, further down the
Yeah.
line, I was just at 29.
Yeah. What? No. Oh, dang. I could totally. That makes that.
Jesus.
No, bro. With these skull candy headphones, that makes 1,000%. Like that makes sense, bro. Yeah, I could see that. Dude, it looks like you're wearing headphones.
I am
Oh, it looks like you're wearing white headphones.
saying that's.
All right, bro.
Mm,
All right, 29. Daniel Jones. That first year, I got to look at Saquon's receiving yards because that could be a little padded too. But he, where did he go? 24 and 12 in 12 games, and he threw for 3,000 yards and had 500 rushing yards. So, I mean, he was on pace for 5,000, I think, total yards if you do the math. 3,500, and he had 4 more games to go. Pretty close. 3 year, at least 4,500 yards. So I got to look at Saquon's receiving yards, but if you put all that together, dude, and you look at what they had Golden Tate, Sterling Shepard, Evan Ingram, who was more consistent last year than obviously, or 2019 than he was in 2020. And they had a run game, which made their team not so one-dimensional, which always helps. Their offensive line was also better, I think. Actually, that's arguable, but in 2019 he put it all together, and then 2020 is one of those guys that kind of collapsed a little bit, but he had every excuse to obviously not look up to par with his Evan Ingram being his or besides Sterling Shepard, which I think was hurt. Evan Ingram played like doo-doo this year, even though he gets open, he obviously has a dropping issue. And speaking of dropping issues, he needs to work on his fumbling, which you can fix that, but it comes to him holding the ball too long. That's another problem he needs to work on, which I think comes with experience. He's still young, so we'll
right.
see. We'll see that pans out.
My 28 or no 29. Tua.
I
Jeez.
I want
Just
to hear
giving
this.
him praise. Just don't want to do it.
I've
He's
watched.
he's shown flashes for sure. 6-3, only 5 touchdowns. Or no, I'm sorry, 11 touchdowns, 5 picks, 181 yards a game.
Mm-hmm.
Be nice to see him hit that 200 mark.
Who is he throwing to though?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But it's weird for me because this year, like I said, I don't think they make the playoffs. I don't.
You don't think they're going to make the playoffs this
I
year?
don't think they're going to make the playoffs. I think they're going to be third in their division.
I'll put $1,000 that they make the playoffs right now. 100.
Oh, that
We have
sure.
500. Anything. Okay. $1 to 1,000 right now. Video proof.
100.
100. Bet
Yeah.
$100 they're going to make the playoffs. Video proof. Timestamp it. I can't look.
So
But.
July 6th, no, July 15th, 2021. Miami Dolphins are not making the playoffs in the 2021 season.
Bet, bro. I'm gonna take you to Judge Judy Court, bro. If you flank on the deal.
But
I'm pulling this up to the highest of powers, dude. It's official, bro. Last bet I lost when it came to football. Not even gonna get into that. But let's keep going on the list.
I don't think
We're getting
Tua.
sidetracked.
Yeah, I don't. Hey, I don't
It's
think
okay though.
Tua
It's okay.
Yeah, I don't think Tua's gonna be. He's gonna. Okay, I'll predict his numbers because he's gonna start all 17 games now.
Yeah.
He's definitely gonna be. I think he can hit 3,000 yards. I believe he can. hope he can. Instead of 11
3,000?
touchdowns, we'll go with 20.
3,000?
Hmm?
You think you think he's not gonna hit you're having doubts that he would hit
No,
3,000?
he's gonna hit 3,000. I think. You don't
Unless
think
he
he's gonna
turns it.
hit 3,000?
I think he's gonna hit 4,000.
Well, I'm saying at least 3,000
Oh, okay. It sounded like you were kind of hesitating though.
because I had to think because he only played 9 games and had not even 2,000. Then you
Th-
factor in
Their
trying to
offense
just doing quick mental math.
their offense was super conservative. Like
Yeah, because well, he was a rookie at the time, but now he has a
no,
year
no,
under.
no. We hired some guy from like some 50-year-old old man from his couch that's been on his couch for like 5 years and just just horrible. We've had an offensive coordinator door rotation going on for ever since I've been alive. So yeah, at least we got the coaching thing figured out. But save that for another day, bro. What were you saying?
So yeah, I think he's gonna be at least 3,000. I hope at least
Oh my
three
god,
thousand.
I keep shaking my computer. I don't know if you noticed that.
I see it.
Really? It's probably bad. So I'm
Not
shaking my leg and it's like right in front of me.
it's not that
Here,
bad.
sit back. I bet. Oh my
Uh,
god.
I think instead of 11, he'll hit 23 touchdowns, 7 picks,
I like that number.
which is crazy because he threw 5 and 9 games, and now he's I think 7 and 17 games.
Uh-huh.
I have faith in you, Tua. Please don't let me down. And then he's gonna hit at least I would hope 200 yards a game, but he's gonna do all this but not make the playoffs, so it won't matter.
I don't know how you can think that.
Okay, in
Have
the
did they down?
AFC,
Uh-huh. Well, what team
Buffalo.
you think the Patriots are going to be better than the Dolphins next year?
I mean, they always steal a game off each other, but then now I just think I don't know, man. I really have faith in the Patriots this year.
I think they're
Because
going to go
Bill is
9
not
and 8.
missing the playoffs 2 years in a row.
I mean, I don't have any faith in that anymore, dude. I'm telling you.
Well, I mean, just thinking of the
I mean,
AFC,
ah, I
you
don't
got
really
them.
know how they incorporated Cam Newton's running ability last year. I don't know if he just took off when there was nothing going, but his yards, obviously having 12 touchdowns, that's showing that it was high in the scheme. But crap, if you're meshing your scheme with Mac Jones and Cam Newton, your playbook, you're gonna have to have two whole playbooks. The Patriots offense is already complicated as shit. You're gonna have brand new wide receivers that are gonna be their timing is gonna be off. Cam Newton's a whole different type of thrower than Mac Jones. It's like Mac Jones is more like a finesser when it comes to the arm motion. Cam Newton's more like of a jammer, almost like freaking like like almost like a stabbing. I'd say he freaking forces the ball in there, but his arms kind of died down. But we'll save that for another day because I think I'm completely getting off topic. But
A little bit,
we're
but
talking about Tua, but it all
yeah,
incorporates. But
but
we don't want to
again,
make
they
this
don't make the
3 hours long.
playoffs. So
They're gonna
yeah,
make the playoffs. They're
who's
gonna
your
make.
28? Because they don't make the playoffs.
All right, Zach Wilson. All right, so my only problem with Zach Wilson, I think, because we said a lot of good stuff, is he's gonna need to learn what he can and can't get away with in the NFL
That's
because
gonna be
he
good.
he played for BYU and they were playing good talent but not
Yeah,
NFL
I
talent
could be a
obviously.
starting cornerback in that
Uh,
conference, I believe.
so one thing I noticed with Tua is he when he tried to throw the ball away, like almost like lofted over coaches like heads instead of freaking throwing it in the stands to not risk the intentional grounding. Tua would you and in the NFL, defensive players are everywhere at once if you do anything within a 5 yard radius of pretty much anything, unless you got someone that's not good off the break. So if you're trying to throw the ball away, you got to make sure you throw that away. And just little stuff like that. I think he's going to rely too much on his arm strength and his arm motions and whatnot, thinking he's Patrick Mahomes, and it's going to come back to bite him on little stuff like that. So he's going to need to figure it out early on. And yeah,
That's it.
I I thought you were going to add on to that, but let's see. What else can I say about Zach Wilson? I mean, his talent on his offense, I don't really know off the top of my head. I don't know if it's top key guys, but what do you go 33 and
33 and 3 in
yeah,
college.
I probably put up decent rushing yards too, probably at least 10. I would say touchdowns, and I don't know off the top of my head because I'm not trying to really fall in love with my rival team's QB. I'm a little jealous at times. So try to stay away from that one. You can't let emotions get into the business. You know what I'm saying though, but I'm still trying to figure out the road.
Sad.
Two is going to be better though in the long term, bro. Exactly. Oh yeah, okay.
That's a debate we can have for another video.
Oh yeah, another thing is, historically, first year defensive head coaches never have meshed well with first year rookie quarterbacks. Never in the history.
It makes total sense.
Yeah, because when we got our defensive head coach, and I thought we were going to draft a quarterback that year, I kept on hearing that, and I was obviously bubbling in my head a little bit. So yeah, throw that out there. That's going to be a little hard to come up on. But they drafted Elijah Moore, drafted an offensive lineman, so they're bringing him some help. Jamison Crowder, he's a really efficient guy, and I think definitely use a little help in the run. Oh, they drafted a running back too, so yeah, they just got to put it together, dude. We'll see. He just if he does too much, it's gonna bite him in the ass. Let's just put it that way. There's a lot of fireworks on tape, and at the end of the fireworks, you got to clean that stuff up. You know what I'm saying?
Wait.
For real.
My 28, Sammy Darnold.
Heck yeah.
This past year, it was terrible, like god awful, terrible. 2-10, 59% completion percentage, 2,000 yards, 9 touchdowns, 11 picks. It was like just thinking, going back to draft day, in my head, not being biased, not being anything like, why is his name being mentioned in like early first round?
Oh, really? I thought he was gonna be the first overall pick, dude. Dude, you're right though. He is super. Like, you put on the film back then, it was nothing special, dude.
It was nothing. A year average, top 20 quarterback in the NFL, and then you just take him. When they take him, like second, third, something like that.
No, third overall pick. Oh yeah, third. Yeah, because Saquon got picked second, and he got picked third.
I didn't see anything that was just wowed me, but scouts, and that's another thing. Getting like, because scouts say, oh, he's so NFL ready, you should take him this early, and then teams say, be like, okay, I trust my scout, we're gonna take this guy this early. But if one scout says it, all the other teams just feel like, okay, he's a top tier talent at this point. But there's a difference between NFL ready and NFL good. Like, you can probably go in, because, okay, Blaine Gabbert, backup quarterback, is he NFL ready at this point? Yeah. Is he NFL good? Oh.
I think here one thing, Sam Darnold, I'm pretty sure was the youngest quarterback to ever get drafted. So that you got to put that factor into play. I'm pretty sure he's 24, 25. Yeah, he's 24 right now. and he's played what 4 seasons. So yeah, he was or yeah he was 21, 20 when he got drafted. He was one of the youngest quarterbacks to ever get drafted. So
But like, it's just they just use this NFL ready thing so much, and it
I mean,
pisses me off. It honestly.
how NFL ready could you be at 20 though? That was probably the thing. They probably the ceiling you can have because usually a quarterback you get drafted at 24, you get drafted at 20, dude. That's like you got to think about it. That guy's the man, bro. You got 4 more years of freaking prime. You got what
But I
just
mean, the downfall is
a
he
lot of
was
negatives to that
20,
though, because
and
you
so it's
gotta
just
that rookie contract. That's a really good time to build a team, like because you have obviously have money. Like if you're not the Chiefs paying Patrick Mahomes 40 million dollars, you're paying a quarterback $5-6 million from the rookie deal. That's freaking. That's how you win games.
and I don't get why. Like even Michigan coming out of college was NFL ready, and it's like just because they run these NFL type offenses in college doesn't mean they're NFL ready. And
Hmm.
because there's totally different, like Jalen Ramsey now in college is the best college athlete ever.
Uh-huh.
Saquon in college now, another one of the best, but it takes time. It takes, you got to learn. There's a lot to be really in my eyes to be NFL ready coming out of college.
I think
You
the
got to
best
be
example for like that point is Tannehill. How long it took him to really pan out, you know?
even,
It takes time.
dang, oh, I can't think of, it, but it it just depends on the player
Kirk
as well.
Cousins, guys like that too.
It's just like
Yeah.
when you say NFL ready, what do you mean? Don't just say, oh, you can draft him, start him, and then you can win games. Because it's not NFL. Because how often do you see that?
Quentin Nelson, like players like that. But with quarterbacks,
It's totally different.
Trevor Lawrence and Andrew Luck's like probably the closest thing.
Yeah,
We've
and that's like
yeah,
that's why they were taking one, and that's
yeah.
why
No, yeah, exactly. That's
there's they played. He played at Stanford in a Pac. I think it was
mhm,
Pac-12. I don't know what that conference is, but that's
exactly.
where you see a lot of pro talent at, not necessarily on the defensive side of the ball, but you see pro talent. Clemson and ACC, the second best conference in my opinion.
Hmm.
So you play against NFL talent, and then obviously it's not NFL talent, but it's future NFL talent.
That definitely is like that's a picky one because I don't know. It's always so situational nowadays because like you said with the Alabama thing earlier, like if you look at that, like it's almost like if you don't really look into it, it's you would almost just assume that the Alabama quarterbacks go on for success in the NFL, but that's not how it works. But
Never.
yeah, but their competition. That's one thing about college football though is I found out at a young age that they pay for their schedules. I'm pretty sure. So like teams like Alabama, they'd play like FAU week 1 to like get a little morale going in the beginning of the year, kicking someone's ass, freaking stuff like that. So it's so hard to really break down all that stuff. But yeah, it definitely plays a part though.
Because guys like Lamar Jackson wasn't NFL ready in the
Yeah, no.
scouts' eyes, but then you put him on the field, look what he does.
One summer, dude, he was working out with someone and he changed his mechanics and he just came out. Everyone was like running back, and then he looked like they're like freaking Vic, bro. Vic,
It's like
freaking yeah.
stop saying a guy with his moderate arm who is college football smart and
He does have a skinny arm. I think that's what it is. I think
but
people see
he can
that,
throw the ball, but
dude.
he can throw the ball at a decent distance, but it's just the ball doesn't come out of his hand pretty.
It's like a
He be throwing
sniper.
some ducks, man.
Yeah, his long balls are they don't have much velocity. It's like that's a fifth voice crack. Not not much velocity. It's almost. I feel like if he went to a place like Denver though, he'd play really good, dude, because the all the whatchamacallit, when you throw a deep ball and you're throwing it like a rainbow in it, the wind and all that stuff, dude, it plays a big part in that. And he cuts all that out. And if he's playing a game and it's like 40, 30 mile per hour wind, dude, that doesn't affect him as much as like the Ryan Tannehills and guys like that, you know? I don't know how windy Maryland is, but
Let's go to 27. That was like 10 minutes on that topic. Jeez.
oh God. All right, 27. This is the moment we've all been waiting for. Tua Tunga Loa. I've watched every Tua throw. I probably watched Tua throw the football for the Miami Dolphins, I'd say 2,000 times. There's clips of him throwing every single drop back on the internet. Or on YouTube, and it's probably about 5 minutes a game. This guy breaks it down. It's just every single throw. Every time I have Tua doubt in my head, I go back and I watch every single game. So I got the expertise opinion on Sir Tua. Let me just bring out two next gen NFL stats. So it's just not a Dolphins fan saying, you know, stuff about his quarterback, because obviously I'm not gonna sit here bashing the man. But the highest pressure evade rate in the NFL, number one was 26%, Josh Allen. Number two, 24%, Tua Tagovailoa, and number three was Lamar Jackson, 21%. And then behind that, Kyler Murray was 19%. So Tua had a 5% higher pressure evade rate than Kyler Murray. Think about that, first of all. And it was the second highest in the NFL, including higher than Lamar Jackson. That's evading the sack, okay? And Tua Tagovailoa's 47.5 completion percentage on tight window throws led the NFL in 2020. The rookie's 83.4 pass rating on tight window throws ranked second in the league, and his ratio with 51 touchdowns and one interception was third. And the Dolphins, if you look at their next gen stats, they were in the bottom 30, or well, obviously the bottom 30 for separation for receivers. So Tua had to freaking do whatever Tua could do, which was a rookie quarterback coming into an offense that was outdated, and he was throwing to guys like Malcolm Perry, Lynn Bowden, Mac Hollins, Preston Williams. Those are all undrafted, and one of them was a running back and one of them was a quarterback. And Devontae Parker, he played like 7 or 8 games, and he was in the bottom half of separation per wide receiver. You really want to break that down too. Really physical guy though, so makes up for it. Can't say he had Mike Gesicki, but he got the most out of Mike Gesicki. So before, even Ryan Fitzpatrick wasn't really putting up the numbers that we did. Had one really good game, but Tua was beat every time someone in the game that had potential, he fed them, bro, because he was working with crumbs. And to the offensive line, he had a rookie left and right tackle, and the guards he did have were constantly getting injured and coming in and out, and just everything that could have went bad pretty much went bad. It was other than his winning record, which I'm pretty sure he lost the game against Buffalo, which he put up 315 yards. He had 2 picks though. One of them was miscommunication. The other one was a drop ball by Jakeem Grant that got popped up in the air. Actually, I think he might have had 3. Huh?
Wasn't that the game where he had a bubble screen, right? It was like 4 yards and he like hit the receiver's foot.
Dude, honestly,
I think that was the game.
probably. I've seen that comment on YouTube before. But, dude, I've seen Tannehill throw 30 yards behind a wide receiver before. 30 yards behind a wide receiver. Missed a screen pass through 30 yards behind the wide receiver.
On a screen pass, 30 yards.
Dude, look it up.
You have to literally I know what you're talking about.
You let go too late. So it happens, bro. Like, I've seen him throw enough screens in college, which I don't know if you've seen the Alabama screens. It's a very, very hard hook when they hit that, and on point every time. So I don't know. It was definitely an anticipation thing, if anything, because I don't know. He's probably expecting a little shiftiness instead of someone just sitting there freaking, waiting for the ball, waiting for the ball, almost like I don't know, kind of making their way into the screen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
But what else was I gonna say? Um, dude, just I can go on and on about the guy, dude.
oh yeah, yeah. I know. Trust me.
Yeah. And let me see. All right, so one more thing I wanted to show you. PFF, which you don't know too much about, but they're very harsh on the Dolphins and they're very harsh on Tua.
What do you mean I don't know about?
You didn't know about PFF, bro, and I was talking about them the other
I
day.
did.
You did?
I just didn't know you had to pay for it.
Oh, well, yeah, if you want the good stuff, you just get the basics without it. Hold up, hold up. They project Tua to have 4,500 yards if I can find it. What do you think
Mhm.
about that? I
I
forgot there's
said,
one more game, so it's going to be higher than usual. That's why I look so high. I forgot there's 17 games now.
I may be
4,500 yards
right, may be wrong. You never know. It's up to Tua though.
up to Tua. This year, yeah. Last year, I don't think very much so. Are you gonna say anything other than like I need to hear something? Anything
I
good?
said what I
Maybe?
had to say at 29 about Tua.
Okay. Wasn't
It's just not
it was very
making the
I
playoffs.
forgot, so that's how good it was.
Yeah, that's just not making the playoffs. Do you remember that? Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. So speaking of no, we're not. That's off topic. But I got Cam at 27. Uh, last year for a Cam supporter,
tough.
I couldn't watch a game honestly because watching those first few games, I was like, what am I looking at? This is not MVP Cam where he's dabbing and he's hitting them folks and all that. This was like a poor man's Cam. This is like you grabbed a hobo from off the streets of Boston, told him to look like Cam Newton and play quarterback. It was and like, don't get me started on his throwing motion because that shoulder has been through a lot.
Uh
Don't get me wrong, but like if you like literally see it, he's throwing it and then he's like this, so he can't really see. He just has to predict where he's throwing the ball, and it's just like, is it the pads? Like what is it? Because you're not looking at your target sometimes. You're just
uh
chucking it. You can tell he's not looking at his target.
that sounds like Dwayne Haskins. He had to get eye surgery because he
But like, if he has to fix it a little bit more. Maybe if you got to go Aaron Rodgers full sidearm or Phillip Rivers full sidearm,
I thought he
something.
played pretty good the first couple weeks. And when he got COVID, I felt like that's when he dropped off. He tore up
Well,
my
I
Dolphins, I
mean,
remember.
well, it
Week
was
two.
a lot more, I think, like read options and stuff, him running.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and then once you get used to that, it's like, okay, well, looking at their receivers, they have no one to throw it to. So now make Cam beat us with his arm and let the receivers beat us. And then you kind of seen where it just fell off.
He did have 12 rushing touchdowns though, so
Yeah,
I
I mean,
know
that's all. Because when they got in that red zone, that's all they did.
but Sony Michelle was hurt all year. Their offense was they didn't really have
Yeah, but
they
that's what
had
they
the Kill
spent.
Harry's their big target. He wasn't even there pretty much. He was, you know, there but not really there. And outside of that, would they have Bird, which what's his name? You know what I'm talking about. Their one wide receiver that
Myers,
Meyer or
Jacoby Myers, right?
oh yeah, Jacoby Myers. Yeah. He's kind of like almost like a Jarvis Landry type guy. I'll say a poor man's Jarvis Landry. He kind of stepped it up, especially I think he had 2 big weeks. But outside of that, dude, they didn't really have any efficient targets. So it's kind of like
Mm.
he did the most he could do, which obviously showed in the 12 rushing touchdowns. He, from the most part, put the offense on his back, which
And yeah, and this is a
his back's
big
getting
year
old.
for his career at this point. If he, we're at you at 26.
All right, 26, Trevor Lawrence. I think it's going to be really exciting to watch that team this year. I There's one thing. Yeah, they even brought in Tyler Eifert. All right, so they got Laviska Shenault, they got DJ Shark, they got guys like that that are really 6'1" guys that are super shifty, good route runners. So it's going to be that's pretty much what he's accustomed to there, at Clemson, throwing to guys like Codwell and not really the biggest name guys, but Amari Rogers and stuff like that. Just solid guys, And Jacksonville is pretty much loaded with not top tier. Well, DJ Shark, he could be that guy, but you'll see it's more like very efficient weapons. It's never going to be he's going to be holding on the ball too long. There's always going to be someone open, I feel like. And the offense is going to flow nicely. That's if their coach, Urban Myers, obviously can put together schemes that would suffice to he could play any play style, but it's kind of leaning towards the more athletic, like I wouldn't say read option type offense, but it's with 2 running backs. I think that kind of cuts out on the one-dimensional part of his gameplay. But he's like an Andrew Luck. He's not gonna. I hate making that comparison, but he's gonna be so focused on what's going down the field, trying to make that play that I feel like he's gonna. It's not gonna work too well for him. So Urban Myers can set up the right system like he had in Clemson. I think obviously everything's gonna say well. I was just trying to think of a negative to say because there's really not. I want to put him higher, but you never know. Like obviously, there's players out there that have been in games and you see what they have to offer. Urban Myers could put together a child offense, a freaking pee-wee football offense, and Trevor Lawrence could look like crap. You never know. So don't want to put him too high, but I can't just sit there praising him at 26 when there's other guys, Got to bring up some negatives, which is nitpicking.
Well, my 26 is one of my favorite, if not my favorite quarterback in this past draft class, Justin Fields. Because is he too high, too low?
Yeah, a little too low.
I was looking at you because you were looking at me like
Yeah.
that was crazy. So I was just wanting to know. I mean, I'm just comparing him from what I've seen kind of in college and how I think he will outperform some of these guys.
You're not
that I
worried
put
about
in
the
front of
Dwayne
him.
Haskins effect, dude?
But I just think they're two different.
I know, obviously, but what did you see in his game that you really liked outside of I know the one playoff game, he 6, the one playoff game he tore it up, but
Yeah.
I
Just his growth. Because
okay.
I remember
You're Ohio State. You watched because
I was a Florida fan. He first committed to Georgia. And watching
okay, so
him,
you're
because I watched some Georgia games because I
yeah,
wanted him
because
to
you don't like them,
lose.
yeah,
So,
exactly.
and then he would just come in just to run. But then you could tell Ohio State, he's throwing the ball more, and especially last year, he looked like he was a totally different person. And his growth for me was just like, I can't wait to see this dude in the league because he's going to do good. He's going to be like, I don't know, he's just going to be good, I feel. And
What do you think, like a Kyler Murray like type?
I don't know, because I think his arm has grown tremendously to where he's actually was throwing deep balls when he wouldn't even throw like 20 yards at Georgia.
Yeah, one problem
So
I've heard a lot is his mechanics, which I watched a couple breakdown videos.
yeah,
He puts the ball too high, a little too high. I had him
see,
at 26.
I'm not like a
Forgot I
QB
did have him
guru,
on my
so I don't
team.
know what the perfect form for QB is, and I quite frankly, I kind of don't care at this point
Uh-huh.
because I'm not gonna study for like the perfect form, but then you see Patrick Mahomes doing stupid stuff, tossing it
Well,
and crap.
I know it doesn't matter for you though, because Brady's your yeah, Brady's your. I'm not saying like always been your quarterback, but every year, like I've been a Dolphins fan, so I've just been waiting for that quarterback, you know. So I
Mm,
pretty much look at like the top three, top four every year, and I'll break down everything. And so I'm really, really like on point with all that stuff because I've been waiting for a top five pick for quite some time now, and I'm still kind of keen on that, but not as much. That's why I don't really have as much knowledge as probably you do on Justin Fields because the top 20 quarterbacks. I'm not earn quarterbacks that are going into the top 20 don't really appeal to me as much. Maybe
mm.
like top five quarterbacks. Like I didn't think I well Trey Lance. Yeah, I think rolling the dice on him at number 3 was good, but just the Trevor Lawrence and Zach Wilson, like that's just wanting to see what the future of the NFL holds, like building interest in that. But Justin Fields, that's like I don't know. Feel like he's gonna be a hit or miss guy. A little too high to put him at 26, in my opinion, but I respect it. I respect it. You
I
see the
just
potential. Maybe
yeah,
you know more than I do.
I see definitely the potential, but for me, this first year, it's gonna be kind of a
It's gonna be
little
weird.
baby food. Yes, it's gonna be smart, simple stuff, and then probably by like year 3, you're gonna see him start to throw more deep balls and start to have that, let Russ
The
cook sort of
confidence. Yeah.
feel type of thing. I feel,
Uh,
especially in Chicago, but they have a good running game in Chicago, so he's definitely
yeah,
gonna.
Montgomery. For
And
real.
not only that, he can make plays with his legs.
That's one thing though. The playbook, they're gonna have to make like almost two separate playbooks, one for him and one for Dalton or
Well, that's why I
accommodate
think they had
plays.
to let Matt Nagy go, let Dalton not be the starter for one, and they had to just kind of rebuild it. But until Matt and the other guys
Mhm.
go, they were really like for just like what happened in college. He went to Urban Meyer. He went to not Urban Meyer. He went to Ryan Day, who was Urban Meyer's successor, and he flourished. So that's
Dude,
all it really takes.
that
He has the
sucks
talent.
though. That sucks though, because if he doesn't, there's not success this year, and Matt Nagy gets fired. The next coach that comes in, if they're literally gonna have to hire a coach that's in love with fucking Justin Fields, and that's gonna cut down on what coaches they can hire. Because I don't know if you noticed the trend in the NFL when there's a quarterback that's maybe on a third or fourth year, like Sam Darnold and guys like that, they're not really sure about. The new coach comes in, they're gone like that. Like Tannehill, new coach came in, gone. If they're not, if there's a lot of value or they invested so much into a guy and they're not getting instant gratification and it's a new regime.
I think Josh Rosen was a perfect example of that.
Yeah, he he's almost too perfect. That's why I didn't want to say that because
They
I
bring in
felt like
Cliff and they're like, oh no, I think we may want to keep him around
Steven, I
draft
think
time.
he's
Yeah,
dude.
we don't want to, Josh. Obviously we want Kyler Murray. The heck?
Doesn't he have a ring though? Isn't he on the Bucks or is he on the
No,
49ers or Bucks?
he got picked up by the Niners.
Oh, never mind. Yeah,
So yeah, it's tough.
for real, dude. I thought he at least got a ring out of the deal, dude. He nothing. He's just
So who's your 25?
Taysom Hill. Yeah, Taysom Hill. All right, so that's a he's a tough one because I think like the Ryan Tannehill effect, dude. Once he really gets the experience, because all 4 years of his college career that he started, which was all 4 years, he had a season-ending injury all 4 seasons, which was everything from like I think a broken arm to torn MCLs and or ACLs, and he's the worst luck in probably college football history. So he didn't really have the playing experience that everyone does, even considering the fact that he was a 4 year starter because he got robbed out of games all 4 of those years. And whatchamacallit, he once he gets the throwing, the anticipation and everything, he's really good down the middle of the field, out routes, stuff, in routes and stuff. That's really something that's in the NFL. It's the good offenses. That's all they do is pretty much just on. I don't know if you see on the dash right there, dude. There's offenses when they get it clicking, dude. It's always those little out routes, something, a little post or something, and that's the offense is consistent. It's always the ones that are hitting right there on that dash, in the middle of the field, unless I'm getting too nitpicky into it. But Taysom Hill, um, once he gets the throwing on point, because obviously when he's on the field, it's almost like he has like a Doug Flutie effect almost, dude. It's like he just brings something to the team that, and his numbers don't really show because he does so much at once, from special teams to quarterback to. But if you watch the film, he does everything you want and you need your quarterback to do, and he's athletic as athletic can be. So pretty much built for today's NFL. She needs to work on a couple things.
For me, I just haven't seen enough quarterback reps for him to be on my list. See, was not even on my backup list at all.
So you're just not even on the list. Okay, so
yeah, I haven't seen enough.
Me and Justin Fields are pretty close. Yeah, but if I don't know, I would recommend you watch some tape, dude, because I thought the same thing, dude. But just it's hard to explain because he's just because their offense, the Saints' offense is pretty bare bones because Drew Brees was throwing off a noodle for freaking the last 3-4 years. So the offense wasn't really set up for, I don't know, it's pretty simplistic. So like that's why they bring in Jameis Winston for specific throws and stuff like that, and Taysom Hill for specific throws. It's because I don't know, their offense was set up for pretty much only 5 yard, 5 and 6 went and screen plays and stuff like that. And so when you put Taysom Hill in there, it's almost like you can't really expect too much, you know. We'll see this year, but the past years and this year, you can't. That playbook and that offense, it's like you get what the receivers are gonna do, like yards after reception and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Especially like Alvin Kamara, that was their whole offense, dude. Now outside of that, Michael Thomas was hurt last year, so pretty much screwed. Name one wide receiver they got.
Tre'Quan Smith.
Did he play? Didn't he play last year? Did he? Probably. Whatever, bro. Emmanuel
I
Sanders.
believe he went to Dwyer as well. So.
Really? Dude, do you know Matt Elam's brother?
Yeah.
Well,
I went to school with him.
Really? Yeah, I found that out today. I probably played football against him before. Dude, at Gardens, I definitely have. That's crazy. Because there was one kid on Florida that I don't know. The coach was like freaking wetting his pants over, dude. Or not in Florida, in Gardens. One of the cornerbacks.
He didn't go to Gardens.
He didn't?
Oxbridge.
Okay.
No, not Oxbridge. Benjamin.
All right. So yeah, I probably said he was from Gardens then. Yeah, when I was looking up his Wikipedia. Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool though. Who you got at 25?
I got Jared Goff.
All right.
I don't know. This past season, it was just mediocre. It's like he's been pretty much his entire career, but
that one year, he went 33-9 that one year. You can't take that away. But
yeah.
Like I said, the Todd Gurley, the 12 touchdowns, he probably 19? He probably would have went 19 and 10 without Todd Gurley. So
I mean, 9-6, 67% completion percentage. He was almost at 4,000 yards and 20 touchdowns, 13 picks. So I mean, it was. He has a lot of weapons too, but it just felt mediocre. Now he's on the Lions, feeling like another mediocre year. He's like, dude, I don't know, man.
Yeah, that's
just a mediocre type of guy.
That's why
much I could say.
Because like I said, he has to be in the perfect situation to succeed, and he's going into the worst situation possible. So It's not going to be too good.
Yeah,
It's not going
that's
to.
all I
It's not
really
going to be
got.
too good.
These next two, I really got much to say.
Are you? You want to end it at 25 or what do you say we're going to go to?
21, I'm saying, but like 25
21.
and 24 is nothing much I can say about them.
Oh wait, are you talking about on your list in general?
Yeah,
Oh, you're 21 and 24.
25 and 24.
Oh, gotcha.
Jesus.
I was confused for a second. I was like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? So you're 24. You don't even want to. You should. You just tell me
I'll
who it is.
say it's James Winston. I didn't see enough last year
Okay.
to
Okay.
elaborate. So
No. Personal biases are playing into the factor at this point. That's
personal
why
biases
personal biases.
for me.
Dude, if I had to watch my quarterback throw 30 interceptions, dude, I would be
Okay, if you want to elaborate on 2019, all 30 wasn't his fault,
Yeah, no, I watched the video.
but at the same time, even the throws that weren't picks, it's like, what did you see to make you unleash the ball from your hand?
Just think about crab leg.
Dude, I get that a lot, and I was like, I'm not a Florida State fan, so for him to go to the Bucks and it's like what he did at Florida State, cool. But what he did at Tampa was not cool.
Dude, when he ran a 5 flat, I thought he wasn't even going to get drafted in like the top 10.
He was stupid. I honestly didn't think he deserved the Heisman ticket, but he did.
Dude, that was a weird time, bro. 2013, 2014, no quarterback.
That was transitioning from the BCS to what we have now.
Dude, just trash quarterbacks, bro. Marcus Mariota, well, not trash, but like the top 3 quarterbacks to go in 2014, 2013, like EJ Manuel, Geno Smith that year in 2013, and then Jameis Winston and freaking Marcus Mariota.
Yeah, it's weird times, but I mean, yeah, I haven't seen much last year, and the year before that, it was,
Yeah, see, before that, Kirk Cousins, Russell. Let me put in the last point. Kirk Cousins. Oh my God, Russell Wilson, Jesus, Ryan Tannehill, RG3, and Andrew Luck came in 2012, and then 2013, 2014, just
But yeah, who's your 24? That's all I gotta say.
Ryan Fitzpatrick. Another maybe personal bias you have towards the man.
Honestly,
one time maybe in your life you would have had him in your top 10.
No.
I'm kidding. That the first 3 weeks, whatever, that one season, 2018, or was it when he was Fitzmagic? Yeah.
He lost to the Steelers because
Jeff
Heath had that mean stiff on. So
that was the end of his parade. That game, I remember now.
But
yeah. But the thing about him is, he's a master at reading freaking defenses. Just scans the field like it's nothing. He's obviously one of the smartest quarterbacks in the NFL, being a Harvard graduate and just being in the NFL for 15, 16 years, being under so many different schemes, seeing every offense, every defense there is to see. He's seen it all. He's mastered evading the rush. That's one thing I noticed. He had better pocket presence than probably anyone in the game. And just one thing is his ceiling's obviously been hit. But I think that the consistency issue isn't really a factor as much anymore, in my opinion, watching him play last year. But we just didn't really give him the weapons to succeed. But in where he's going right now, I feel like with Scary Terry and I don't know, I'm off the top of my head, I think Curtis Samuel.
Mm-hmm.
They brought in a few guys that I think he's going to be able to really do some with that team. They might even sneak into the playoffs, in my opinion, especially being in the week, NFC West or what is the NFC West?
Something.
Yeah.
NFC something.
I don't remember. Doesn't matter. You want to, whatchamacallit, go on?
Yeah, we'll do 23. 23 for me, Carson Wentz. Last year obviously was
bad,
terrible, but he's back with Frank Reich. Last time they were together, Super Bowl year. Obviously, he got hurt. For me, he has the offensive line. He has the weapons on offense. He has the defense. He has the perfect opportunity to succeed.
Exactly.
And if
Exactly.
he doesn't succeed, I don't know what to tell you.
No, yeah, I think that's smart for having him as high as you did. Well, not saying like you had him crazy high, but there's too many names below him that are,
I mean,
I agree with everything you said though. 100%.
yeah, because in my backups, I had Jacoby Brissett as my number one backup QB in the NFL. So if you
Heck yeah,
switch
brother.
them, I don't know how much better they get. Just watching Carson Wentz last year, I don't. How much do they get better with Jacoby? Do they get worse?
Carson Wentz in 3 years, the fact that he threw 21 picks in 3 years is super impressive. The 3 years where he had 7, 7, and 7, which I think
This
were the
past year,
second,
he 16 and
16 and
15.
15. Yeah, but his offense is horrible, dude. Like Zach Ertz is all he had, and he was hurt. Miles Sanders got hurt, which is his go-to out of the backfield, and Jalen Reagor sucked. Everyone just he was pretty much in. I don't know, dude. You have to bring in Jalen Hurts at that point because you need to get something going. Carson Wentz there was nothing to do, bro. That's a that was one team that definitely sank after their little Super Bowl run right there. Because if you look at it, dude, on paper, very very minimal in all aspects on offense. I think, especially considering injuries and COVID opt outs and stuff. I don't think Lane Johnson played like half the year. And it was just bad. Jason Peters, I don't think played too much. Yeah, defense sucked. They had to that affects the amount of time you're on the field, and I'm pretty sure Carson Wentz is a ginger, so he probably got sunburnt. Just kidding, dude.
Who's your 23?
23. Oh crap. I was looking at Carson. Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston.
Okay.
All right, so the fact that he threw 5,000 yards and 30 touchdowns, like there's like I bet there's only probably 10 quarterbacks in the history of the NFL that have done that before. But if you're throwing 30 picks, maybe that's easier said than or done than said, because you're pretty much doing whatever you want at that point. But it still takes a huge level of like 5,000 yards, 30 touchdowns. I don't care. You have Mike Evans or whoever. Their offense wasn't even as good as it is now. They had Mike Evans, and OJ Howard he's not really too consistent. Who else did they have back then? Chris Godwin was coming up.
Yeah, that was his breakout year.
His good year, yeah. And outside of that, it was
we had no running game.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's why we threw the ball the whole time. Bruce Arians' his first year.
And he's in the perfect situation to fix up. Like, there was a lot of anticipation stuff. When people would break on the ball, he would throw. You have to throw before they break. That's like something they freaking teach you in high school. So if you're not doing that, like, it's either laziness or maybe he's trying to do too much or something. But his anticipation was just awful, and decision making not good in a lot of cases, obviously. And just there was too much good to completely outweigh all the bad. Let's just say that. So I'm at 23 because he's on the Saints offense, bro, learning behind Drew Brees and Sean Payton. He's in the perfect situation to clean all that up. Like, think about it. That's a very conservative, safe offense,
Yeah.
So if you can just cut that down to maybe 30 and 15, like, teams would want that any day. Who you got at 23 though?
22
or 22?
Jeez, I got this is another guy I really don't have much to say about, Jimmy G.
I got Sam Darnold.
Okay, Jimmy G.
I thought you were just gonna skip over it. Here you go, Jimmy G. Let's hear it.
Played 6 games last year.
Not good, no.
7 touchdowns, 5 picks, 1,000 yards. I mean, it was just like he was hurt. But even then, when he plays, he's just like it's nothing that really wows you because he's definitely talented, but I didn't see I didn't see the hype that he had. Thinking about in the Patriots days where they offered him an extension, turns it down because he believes he was a starting QB, and then he plays 1 or 2 games because Brady got suspended for Deflate Gate.
Mhm.
The world goes crazy. Oh, Jimmy G needs to start. He needs to do something. They need to take blah blah blah. And then he goes to San Fran first year. They went to the Super Bowl, but it was nothing like Jimmy G led them there. Because in that NFC Championship game, he threw less than 10 passes. So Jimmy G didn't lead you anywhere. He just it was like Jared Goff is mediocre.
That one's a tough one, dude. That's
Because
so
I've said it times and times again, like in the Super Bowl, like fourth quarter, where you need him to really throw the ball. I mean, he can, but like especially in the Super Bowl, when you need him to throw the ball, need him to actually be a QB, it's not looking the greatest for you to win the game. I mean, he's had comebacks where he had to throw the ball, yes, but
uh ah, I just
I wasn't confident in him
what
at
is he?
all.
He's about 30 already, right?
Pretty
Dude, he's
much.
30. Sam Darnold's 24, and they have the same stats. Think about that, dude. That's one thing about putting quarterbacks on the bench, bro. Uh, Sam Darnold has a higher ceiling by far than Jimmy Garoppolo. I feel like his
For
ceiling's pretty much
sure.
done for. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
he's reached his ceiling.
I didn't realize he's 29. Yeah, that's definitely why they drafted a quarterback because a couple more injuries, then he's pretty much
It's like one more
Blaine.
injury. It's just like
Yeah,
at this
he's pretty much
point,
Blaine
no.
Gabbert mode, like you know, just but a souped up Blaine Gabbert, obviously. But that 1 year, 27 and 13, they didn't have the craziest weapons though. That's one thing, but they did have a pretty solid production out of the backfield. Here, let me look so I'm not just talking out of my ass real quick. Who was he throwing to that year?
He had Kittle.
Oh yeah, Kittle
Yeah,
freaking I forgot. Kittle had about 1,000 yards that
Emmanuel
year.
Sanders. Um,
Debo Samuel had 800.
I mean, I think that was his rookie year. Uh,
Mm, mm.
Bourne, they had what's Buddy's name?
Kendrick Bourne, David Pettis, Marquise
Yeah,
Goodwin.
Pettis, Goodwin.
Dude, I
He
feel
has
like
some
with what he
solid
had,
weapons.
yeah. I,
Running backs that kind of carried the show.
Tevin Coleman, Raheem Mostert, Matt Breida. Dude, yeah, Raheem Mostert. Yeah. Dang, dude. I don't know. I feel like their scheme was just really good. If you're really looking at the numbers, I don't know. We'll see though, because what the heck? Under football preference, if you look up Jimmy Garoppolo, it says Jimmy GQ, Princess Aladdin, or Great Garoppolo
I
in
don't even.
parentheses. Isn't that's interesting?
I
Sorry
don't
about
even.
I had to mention that. I don't sits in my tummy weird, you know what I'm saying, dude?
Oh, wow.
Get this shit out of here. Just kidding though, but Jimmy Garoppolo, I feel like I don't know, dude. You just how much are they paying him at this point? Is it 30 million or is it like 20 million?
Something crazy.
Because that's like the only thing I feel like keeping him afloat at this point, dude. You gotta like because the Bucks cut their losses with Jameis Winston. I feel like that's almost like the same thing you got to do because what you gave up a second round pick. The Dolphins have freaking done that, but when you put the contract in the mix, I'm sure it's a lot of guaranteed money. That's a tough let go. But I don't know. I have to break down the film a little bit to really see. But I think Jared Goff got a little more carry than he did because the fact that
For
Todd
sure.
Gurley had the stats that he did, I never really thought about that too much. And when I did, it obviously made me think pretty little of Jared Goff. But what are we on? Number 21 now. Or you want to 21? Bad transition. I know I need to work on that, but I didn't want to
Yeah,
keep. I didn't want to keep rambling.
I got Daniel Jones,
I'm getting tired.
21.
I got Cam Newton. I'm just gonna say it after you say it. You make process some thoughts of what
Okay.
rebuttals and whatnot. You know.
Yeah, Daniel Jones last year, not, I don't know what you call this season. 11 touchdowns, 10 picks, 5 and
Uh,
9. Wasn't not even 3,000 yards. It was kind of bad given how much hype he had. Another guy, NFL ready, but wasn't NFL talented, in my opinion. Um, so you went to Duke. What do you know Duke for? People like Zion Williamson in the NBA. You don't know
exactly.
Duke for a QB to be a friend. No. So that's what you get, Giants, at this point. But
He looks like a lacrosse player. He looks like a dude. He looks like a Duke man. I don't know, but not obviously. You think of Zion Williamson now, but Duke. I used to think of lacrosse. Daniel Jones definitely looks like a preppy white lacrosse kid.
but I don't know. That's another guy. It's kind of hard for me to go because he has a lot, in my opinion, to work on. Because where do we start?
Um, I think the numbers that he put up, 24 and 12, with Sterling Shepard and Evan Ingram. Saquon, I think he might have had, what was it, 400 to 500 receiving yards and only 2 touchdowns. So thinking that's not even too much, like really digging into his stats. He had 500 rushing yards. He had 3,000 passing yards. So when the offense was there and everyone was intact, no COVID opt outs, no injuries, Saquon was there, and there wasn't, because when your running back gets hurt, dude, it makes your offense really, really one dimensional. Because you have an average running back and you're playing an average defense. It's not that hard to stop the freaking run, dude. It's really, really not, especially in today's NFL. It's really not. That's why there's so much receiving aspects coming into the out of the backfield nowadays, except for like traditional running backs like Derrick Henry, obviously, that are freaking bell cows, give you like 40 carries a game. That's dying though. I don't know. All that.
So for me, he's shown flashes for sure
The
that he
fumbling,
can.
I feel like that's another thing.
Yeah, if you're gonna run the ball, you got to protect the ball.
And even in the pocket, he doesn't not really must I don't think he has a good presence. I haven't really broke it down, but I've seen the numbers of how many times he fumbled, and it's not good. I don't Oh, it is from running with the ball. I think you're right, dude. I think he gets it popped out from freaking not sliding and stuff. But it's like I think 19 in 2 years. Pretty bad. Good night. Sorry about that. But what should I call it? Yeah, Daniel Jones. I have him at 29. So you have him a little
Yeah,
high for me. So I don't know. You didn't really say too much good to have him at 21.
I mean, for the positives, I think again he shows flashes, and that's without Saquon on the field. And that's without much on the offensive end. Now you get Galladay, Tony, Saquon
Yeah, no,
back.
yeah, 100%.
He should be a top 20 QB. He should maybe have a chance of winning the division.
Think about it this way: when you like use like a first overall pick on a guy like Saquon, not even that fact, but like know the potential that he has, your whole offensive playbook's going to be built around that guy. And going into week one, he gets hurt, your playbook's pretty much fucking. You almost got to trash that shit, dude.
So
You can use
that's, I
different
mean,
pieces, but so like he came into a tough situation with a first year head coach that was, I don't know what Joe. I think he was a Joe Judge was a wide receiver coach. I'm pretty sure special teams coach or something. So a rookie head coach. So he had to learn a new playbook. Lost their star player. Didn't really have too much, no consistency on the receiving side, and I'm pretty sure their offensive line was butt cheeks. So I you can definitely, I could see why you have him at 21 for sure, especially the year he had before, because guys like Drew Lock, he showed flashes, but it was only for 3 games. Daniel Jones, there was a pretty solid sample size of him playing good football for I think 10 games, 10, 12 games. So we'll see this year, especially bringing in the pieces that you mentioned.
Talk about Cam.
Cam, Cam, Cam Ham. Almost forgot.
No, don't.
Cam Ren Newton. He had a bare bones offense coming into the most hardest to learn NFL playbooks, which is 100% true, because that was the problem. Whatever, last year with the Dolphins, we brought in some Patriots offensive coordinator, their wide receiver coach, and they pretty much had all the cadences for the Patriots and all the play calls and stuff. And it's very, very complicated, and like twice and 3 times, almost 3 times the verbiage is NFL play calls. So like red 42 would be like red blue dog 96. On the set, like right, or like something like that. It'd be crazy. So just that, let alone with the playbook, not even the play calls, it's a hard offense to learn. So he was coming into his play style. You can set up a pretty basic offense and have him succeed. So he's coming to the Patriot style offense with just obviously no one to throw to outside of N'Keal Harry and freaking, who's the one guy you said earlier?
Jacoby Myers.
Jacoby Myers. Like, that's just, what are you gonna do? Rush for 12 touchdowns. That's what you're gonna do. So if he didn't rush for those 12 touchdowns, we'd be a whole different story. I'd be like, he's washed up, he's done. But
Yeah.
that just shows that when he had to do it, he put the team on his back, in my opinion. You want to end it there at 21? You want to keep going?
You want? I did notes wise.
Oh, that's all you did?
Yeah.
I bet. Yeah, because I'm freaking pooped, but I could talk all day.
Hey, but I do appreciate y'all tuning in. I don't know how long this is gonna be because I don't have my timer up. So this could be
2 hours.
2 hours almost, probably.
Yeah,
Jesus.
we started at 10, I think.
I might break that. I might have to break this into 2.
Dude, we did start at like, we started like 10:20. This is probably like an hour and 30 minutes. Jeez.
Well, I mean, yeah, I do appreciate y'all. It might be broken into, might not. No clue yet. But
anyone made it this far, I love you with all my heart. Truly. An hour and 30 minutes of listening to me and Corian.
No. Say my just you.
Other way around.
Yeah.
Other way around, bro. Other way around. I'm sorry. Just kidding, bro. But freaking, I like this, bro. I like this. Freaking, definitely part of my weekly routine at this point, I feel like.
But yeah. I'm gonna start uploading more on TikTok.
Don't do that to me, bro.
Yes.
The silence, bro, just broke my soul in half, dude. And the stare along with it, bro.
Yeah, but for sure, I gotta start posting more videos, more clips on TikTok, so I can get some more people. I only did one video because trying to clip it was weird. It kind of angered me, so I stopped. But I gotta get back on that grind.
You need to get in the booth, bro. We need to rent someplace. Let me know when you want to, bro. I will. I bet it's like, what, $20 an hour to rent like a room with like a microphone and stuff. And I have a perfect camera. It's like $1,000 freaking camera. So, bro, just let me know, dude. Get in the stew instead of the Zoom stuff. You wear a mask too, bro.